Ambassador, celebrating 65 years of diplomatic ties between the Philippines and the Netherlands. There's a joint film festival, a fashion design exchange program for students, and a lecture series lined up for this year's celebrations. Joining us in the studio to tell us more about these activities are the Dutch Ambassador to the Philippines, Marion, Derckx, and artist, filmmaker, and TV presenter, Lucas de Man. Good morning and welcome to ANC. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ambassador, first of all, tell us this whole campaign, this whole celebration of Dutch and Philippine relations, and you're titling it Inspire Innovation. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Well, as embassy, we are looking for opportunities that will benefit as well the Philippines as the Netherlands. We think the Netherlands and the Philippines have quite some characteristics in common.
Okay.
We are both quite playful people. We are innovative, you know, if we are allowed to be so. We are quite technical.
Okay.
And we think a lot of innovation is needed for our countries, but also for the world at large, to survive in the end.
Okay.
You know, we have to strive for sustainability, and to become sustainable as a world, we have to innovate.
Okay.
And, well, there are a number of fields where we can work together, and that's where we focus on in the coming year.
Okay. How important do you see innovation is really for the Filipinos and for the Dutch, as you said, to really strive for more sustainability?
Well, if I look at the Netherlands, we are 17 million people.
Okay.
Smaller than Manila. Yet we are the 17th economy of the world. It's because we are very innovative.
Okay.
We do that mainly through small and medium enterprises,
Okay.
small entrepreneurs. People are well educated. And also in the Philippines, we think this is possible. You know, and the country can become so much better, and inclusive development can really prosper here. We see possibilities for cooperation in the agricultural sector. We are very strong in cooperation in the maritime sector. Philippines is very important for us there. Other areas are the energy sector. We work very closely in water sector, disaster risk reduction. We are currently designing a coastal protection plan for Tacloban. Maybe we can do something like that in Manila.
Okay.
There are a number of fields.
All right. Then speaking of innovation, one of the more innovative activities you'll be doing, or has begun actually in the Philippines, is this gentleman sitting beside you. Lucas, you've done this I don't know what to call it, a documentary or a presentation or a lecture series called The In Search of Europe. Tell us how you thought of this for 17 countries, or 17 cities, countries in 30 days?
Yeah, so the thing was that I was bored at home.
You're bored?
Yeah, no. It all started the fact that, you know, I'm 30 years old now, and I was like, okay, my generation has to take over, you know? We are going to run the countries, we're going to make the decisions, whatever. Based on what vision are we going to do that?
All right.
And I had no idea, because my generation is very individualistic, everybody for themselves, trying to make career, trying to not have a burnout. That is the main thing that we do in Holland. And then I said, okay, Europe, what is that? So I said, I'm going to travel to Europe, I'm going to meet young visionaries, and by visionaries I mean people who have a vision and act upon that vision. Not just talk about it, also do something. And especially, I mean, whether it's business or creative, it doesn't matter, as long as they have a vision. So we went on the internet, which is great, and you started emailing friends who have friends who have friends, you know, and suddenly we have all these people who said, okay, come over. So I took my friends with a TV camera, and then we only had 30 days. So we just took a lot of airplanes, no breath, and we just went along to 8 countries, 17 cities, and interviewed them. And then we made a documentary, we made it a show, a sort of a lecture meets theater show, and we made an installation, a lot of it, and a TV program in the Netherlands as well.
So your gut feel was that there's a new Europe that's out there, beyond what you can read in the history books, beyond what you can learn in the classrooms. And so what did you see when you got out there from the younger generation?
Well, actually, I was wondering if because there's so much negativity right now, you know, everywhere, like you're in a crisis and everything is going bad and nobody cares anymore. And I was like, is this true, or is there hope? And two things are happy to say now. First of all, there is hope. And second of all, it's not idealistic in a sort of naive sense, the 60s, you know, we sing a song and we have peace. It's very pragmatic. It's a young generation who says we have to work hard, we start our own businesses, small businesses, but step by step we do. And for me, the biggest insight is that we're not trying to create a better world, because every time you want to create a better world, you're going to fail. Because who says whether it's better or not, you know? And or people shove you aside. Oh, he's idealistic. Who cares? But people are trying to make a world. So what we do right now here, or what I'm trying to do here in the Philippines with the show, for example, yesterday at UP here in Manila was amazing, because we do the show, and there are hundreds of students watching it, and I'm like, okay, do they understand, do they correlate, because I'm talking about Europe, which is a metaphor for the Philippines, and they really were totally into it.
Wow.
And that for me, the Q&A was like 2 hours, and they asked questions, how can we do this or this or this, and I said, I don't have any answers. And for me, innovation starts with the fact that you know that you don't know.
Yeah.
If you do that, then everything can happen.
Give us a bit of a teaser of something that you learned from this whole European trip. I mean, you can't give away the whole thing, but what stood out the best? What was one of your favorites that you saw and you learned that?
Well, the first thing that I noticed is that people are taking over.
Okay.
So it's not anymore about everybody in their little, their little square, like I'm an artist, I stay artist, you're a politician, you do politics, because I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
It's mixing up in a real fast pace, CEOs are working with artists, are working with politicians, everybody is working with each other, which is scary.
Okay.
It's like love, it's scary, Okay. But if we all start with the basis that nobody knows the answer, knows the truth, then you can really start working together.
Okay.
And what you see, for example, in Spain or in Italy or in Greece, coming more and more is that people, left and right together, high end, low end, all together, working on different subjects, topics, water or social or whatever, and they're working together, and because they all come from different disciplines, they really can make a change. And that I love. Yeah.
Fascinating. I mean, just talking about that, here's politicians, government working with artists. How do you decide to bring Lucas and his project here to the Philippines and give it exposure to the Filipinos?
Well, if you want to become innovative, you have to open up. You have, as Lucas just said, you have to admit that you don't know.
Okay.
You have to be open to whatever comes in.
Yeah.
If I look at what we are doing in Tacloban, how do you protect the city? You do not solve it only by building a dike. Yeah. You have to combine. So we work there with engineers, but also with biologists and with sociologists, because you have to cooperate together.
Right.
Government, business, engineers, CSOs, civil society organizations, it all has to come together. Then you get a sustainable solution.
Right.
For sustainability, we have to cooperate exactly as the process that Lucas is describing. And I knew about Lucas, so when I was in Holland, I said, I think we have something in common.
Right.
And let's
She came to our
work
office.
together.
Wow.
Yeah. The ambassador who comes to the office is unusual, so we were sitting there with our tea, like, we only have tea, is that okay? Yeah, and she said, because in Holland we are doing so many different projects, and she said, do you want to come to the Philippines? And we're like, wow, I've never been to Southeast Asia. Because
the whole region, you haven't been here?
No, no,
Okay.
how could I? I mean, the plane is so long, and it's amazing to be here. People are so friendly, and also there's no much difference, because young people are young people everywhere. Yeah. They are insecure, they are looking, they are hopeful, they want to know, and they don't want to be pulled down, and at the same time, they're open to many things.
So they're like in Europe too.
Yeah,
just here. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
They are the future. We have to invest in the youth.
Well, being that you're the artist that you are, very observant of cultures and people's attitudes, what have you seen in the Philippines and the Filipinos so far in the short time you've been here?
In the short time I've been here, two things. First of all, they are very, very open. Filipino people, they are very open to the world. They want to know. And the second of all, they're also very insecure about how much can they contribute to the country or to life. They sometimes have the feeling that, I'm just me.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Okay.
And that I understand. I also have that feeling sometimes. And yesterday there were a lot of students asking, yeah, but I'm just me. What can I do?
Yeah.
And I said, just what you do, step by step, because every little step is a piece of the picture. If you don't do anything, there is no picture at all, and only one person will make a picture. He's who's brave enough. But if we all contribute and make little stones, then you have this beautiful mosaic, which is called the Philippines. And I think with 100 million Filipinos, you can do much more than we can do with 17 million Dutch people, or like me with 10 million Belgian people, So the possibilities for the Philippines are amazing. But that means that you don't have to be afraid to fail. Yesterday I told the students, first step is don't be afraid to fail, because you're going to fail anyway. It's like love, you're going to fail. But if you're afraid to start, there's no love anyway.
That's failure already.
Voila.
Yeah.
So start with failing, and then you will,
Fascinating. Well, Ambassador, before we let you go, tell us what else can they expect from all the activities you have lined up, and where else will we be able to see Lucas as well? I know you're bringing him around some more.
Well, we have a film show together with Daquila. featuring in May. We have a number of lecture series in cooperation with the University of the Philippines.
Okay.
They'll always feature here in Manila, but also in other cities of the country.
All right. Okay.
That will happen mainly in the second half of the year.
Okay.
And then we have a fusion of fashion designers. Again, young professionals from the Netherlands coming here, from the Philippines going to the Netherlands, and then they will make a collection together. We will feature that, show that in October when we have a large trade mission coming over. And then we'll see what happens if you put Dutch and Filipino youth together and let them let out all the creativity they have.
Exciting.
So we're looking forward to that, and we are very grateful to all the sponsors who make that possible, like KLM, Unilever, Shell. And then, of course, it's very nice to have the cooperation with ANC.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for coming over and telling us more about this. I'm excited to hear your lecture. I'll be catching one soon, if not tonight, the next one, definitely. And for all of you out there, that's something you really want to see. If you got a glimpse of what he can do, you'll definitely want to see the rest. Lucas, an ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. And,
thank you.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you so much.